Dublin ended their Super 8's campaign with a thumping 4-24 to 2-16 win over Roscommon in Croke Park. A game with little riding on it coming in. After the Dubs took 2 wins from 2 and the Rossies were already eliminated, it proved a valuable exercise for Jim Gavin's side as a number of players staked their claims for starting jerseys for the semi-final against Galway. 2 goals from Eoghan O'Gara, coupled with efforts from Flynn and Darragh Macauley, headlined a display that looked mighty impressive on the scoreboard. But who impressed the most? Read on as we rate the players and pick our man of the match. Stephen Cluxton ate 2 great saves from point-blank goal chances from the captain today, who was hardly at fault for either Roscommon goal. Michael Fitzsimmons 7 did well carrying possession up Dublin's right and remained relatively solid at the back, unless outnumbered. Billy McMahon 7 strong, cool in possession, got amongst the scoring, and was the chief organizer, along with O'Sullivan, at the back. Performance waned in the second half. Cian O'Sullivan 8 came up with a couple of big blocks and was Dublin's linchpin defender. Defensive shape suffered massively without his direction when he came off at halftime. Eric Lowndes 8 GAA Football All-Ireland Senior Championship Quarter-Final Phase 3, Croke Park, the 8th of May 2018. Dublin vs Roscommon. Roscommon's Conor Devaney and Dublin's Eric Lowndes. Mandatory credit copyright INPHO. Ken Sutton. Lowndes kicking from range to feel the full forward line was immense all game, a clear ploy by Gavin with the more physically imposing O'Gara in the side. Brought energy all game, and staked his claim for a starting spot. Darren Daly 7 a solid return to championship action for Daly, who was careful on the ball and considered and well positioned without it. Withdrawn with 10 minutes to go. Jack McCaffrey 6 a subdued performance from McCaffrey, taken off at halftime after not as much impact. Clearly being saved for next week. John Small 8 starting out in midfield. Small screened the back line well and supported ably in possession, notching a point for himself in the process. WTIH drawn partway through the second half, and noticeable holes opened up without him on the pitch. Another one being saved. Darragh Macauley 8 GAA Football All-Ireland Senior Championship Quarter-Final Phase 3, Croke Park, the 8th of May 2018. Dublin vs Roscommon. Dublin's Darragh Macauley scores his side's second goal. Mandatory credit copyright INPHO. Gary Carr netted a fantastic second goal off a lovely Flynn assist. Got through a lot of work in the engine room. Flynn 9 GAA Football All-Ireland Senior Championship Quarter-Final Phase 3, Croke Park, the 8th of May 2018. Dublin vs Roscommon. Dublin's Flynn shoots on goal. Mandatory credit copyright INPHO. Ken Sutton a fantastically struck opener and notching the assist for the second. Flynn constantly found space in dangerous areas and was alert and dangerous all game. Made a serious claim for a starter's jersey against Galway after ending with 1-3 for himself. Colm Baskell 6 Baskell proved the quietest of Dublin's forwards, the only one not to score and often held the ball a little too long. A chance to impress not taken. Kevin McManaman 7 3 points for Kev Mc, 2 from frees, as he was primarily used to move the ball around the arc of the attack instead of driving in, as he did in his appearance from the bench against Donegal. Cormac Costello 9.5 Man of the Match. GAA Football All-Ireland Senior Championship Quarter-Final Phase 3, Croke Park, the 8th of May 2018. Dublin vs Roscommon. Dublin's Cormac Costello reacts to a missed goal chance. Mandatory credit copyright INPHO. Gary Carr 9 points for Costello as he provided a consistent threat to the posts all game. Impervious when running at goal, he provided cutting edge from the corner and hooked over a free into 45 while he was at it. His hooking in the 47th minute may well prove a good omen as Gavin protected the certain starters. Knocked down to a 9.5 after missing what was essentially an open goal. They can't all be perfect. Paddy Andrews 7 kicked a solitary point, made space for the other attackers, and moved the ball well. A typical Andrews performance. Eoghan O'Gara 9 GAA Football All-Ireland Senior Championship Quarter-Final Phase 3, Croke Park 8 May 2018 Dublin vs Roscommon. Eoghan O'Gara shoots past Roscommon's James Featherston to score his side's fourth goal. Mandatory credit copyright INPHO. Ken Sutton. O'Gara is the quintessential target man, providing a different type of threat to anyone else in the Dublin side. His 2 goals were pure brute force, as he played his way into the minds of Dublin fans after largely being the forgotten man when alternative forwards were thrown out over the past week. Kept his cool in challenges too, an outside chance for a jersey against Galway. Subs Conor Macauley 5.5 replaced O'Sullivan at halftime. Unfortunately, having a hand in one of the Roscommon goals was his defining moment. James McCarthy 6 replaced McCaffrey at halftime to provide drive but remained distant from the attacking exchanges. A curious introduction, considering he's a locked-on starter on Saturday. Paddy Small 6 came on for Costello and notched an impressive point. Mark Scott 6 replaced Small and showed some prowess in possession, but was lacking on the defensive end at times. Conor McHugh 6 came on for O'Gara and got on the scoresheet. Could have had more but, like Baskell, was slow to offload. Andrew McGowan, N.A. replaced Daly, but didn't have enough time to impact the game. Bernard Brogan, N.A. replaced Scott for 4 minutes after a blood sub. Didn't have time to impact the game, but got a rousing reception from the Croke Park crowd as he came on. A great moment for him, just 23 weeks after a potentially season-ending cruciate injury.